Hi everyone. So first I would like to introduce myself as my name is Dr. Vijay Bhaskar Reddy, Associate Professor at Department of Chemistry. I am handling environmental science subject. Today we are going to discuss about the some more environmental policies or acts enacted by the Government of India. So in that overview, today overview of the lecture is the Air Act enacted in 1981, Municipal Solid Waste 2000, Hazardous Waste 1989, and Biomedical Waste Management and Handling. How to handling the biomedical waste. So that act is enacted in the 1998. So this act today we are going to discuss in this lecture. So first act is the Water Act or Air Act. Air Act. So the Air Act is the prevention and the control of pollution, air pollution control. The act is enacted in the 1981. So the main objective of the Air Act to establishment of central and state boards to prevention and control of reduce air pollution. So air is nothing but a composition of a different composition, chemical composition. So once that chemical composition will be change, automatically is a pollution coming. So carbon dioxide 0.03%, air 21%, or nitrogen 73%. So this alteration of the composition of the air is coming. Any new chemical composition added, major composition, automatically air pollution will be coming. So that is the main objective of this one is reduce the air pollution. That Air Act, Air Pollution and Prevention and Control of Pollution Act came under the different sections in our Indian Constitution. 19, 20, 31A, 37 plays an important role. What is the each section explain under the Pollution Control Act? So now coming to the section 19, mainly this will be explain the declaration and of measures in the case of industries to be established. For example, a industry will be establishment start, or you are going to start or construct a industry. You must take the permission from the Government of India under the section of section 19. Mainly declaration and measures. What are the measures you are going to take for that industry? What are the effluents are releasing? What are the emissions are coming from that industry? What type of industry? What are the products are producing in the industry? These are all measures, whatever related to coming under the establishment 19 section. So section 20 mainly deals with the standards for emission of air pollutants. There are different standards are there. Either the Bureau of Indian Standards or different countries are following. According to that standards, this industry is following or not. So standards for emissions of air pollutants releasing standards under the section 20. Section 31 mainly deals with the closure of industry and disconnecting the electricity. So for example, any industry is violating the pollutions are creating. So whatever following the rules as for the BIS norms. So that according to that one is the Government of India take the action and closure of industry or cut the electricity or disconnect the electricity. So means whatever the proper guidelines you must follow the according whatever giving the Air Pollution Prevention Act. So section 37 mainly deals with the penalties for violation of the rules. If any violation will be followed, you must pay the penalty or fine according to that industry norms. So means every industry you follow the according to the rules and regulations. So that will be the Air Prevention Control Pollution Act. They given the detailed which industry is polluting the different types of the emissions or pollutants. So you must follow. If the coming to the more pollutants that from that industry is these are all the 37 section will be followed. The source of air pollution such as industries, vehicle, thermal power plants. Main the what are the air pollution is coming means is the different industries, vehicles, thermal power plants. Thermal power plants means generally we are using the is a coal as a thermal source. From the thermal, coke will be burning is the power generation. In that, lot of carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, related or nitrogen related oxides, different oxides are releasing from the when you burn the coal in the thermal power plants. When these are all enter into the atmosphere and different layers of the atmosphere, slowly that will be converted into a other secondary pollutants also. Because for example, when the sulfur dioxide slowly enter into the atmosphere, a atmosphere containing the humidity or moisture, this humidity moisture will be lot of sulfur dioxide dissolved immediately to converted the acid rains. So this acid rain will be causes for the lot of harmful to the either plants, animals and water bodies. So that is the main thermal power plants, and not permitted to release the whatever lead, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen related oxides and volatile organic compounds, toxic substances beyond prescribed levels. So means as per the Air Prevention Control Act, they already mentioned the some levels. If that levels will be crossed, so means that will be harmful to the air composition. Now coming to the second act is the municipal solid waste. So this act is enacted in the 2000 year. So mainly how you can handling waste management, this is the very important. So under the Environmental Protection Act enacted in the 1986, the central government made a municipal solid waste rules and regulations, and applicable to every municipal authority responsible for. First one is the collection. The second one is the segregation. Segregation means separation. Wet waste separated, dry waste separated, plastic waste separated, and other different waste will be collected from the waste from the different sources, household waste, agriculture waste, industrial waste. These are all waste will be collected. And second one is the segregation. Segregation means either wet waste separated, dry waste separated, and e-waste separated, and plastic waste separated. That is called as segregation. And storage, where this way after segregation, where this waste will be stored. You must some places are required. So transportation. So once is the separated that waste, you must transport. So some suitable places, outskirts of the cities or low-lying areas of the lands, you must transport is required. Processing. After that, how you can process that municipal waste. Different technologies are there, waste processing and disposal of solid wastes. These are the different steps will be involved in the solid municipal waste after collecting, segregation, storage, transportation, different processing technology, and disposal of solid wastes. Each steps will must follow that one. It is established in the generally estimated how much of the waste we generated per day in households or different all industries, agriculture waste. So 291 class 1 cities and 345 class 2 towns together generate 52,000 tons of the waste, municipal solid waste per day in India is generating. So is from the municipalities they collecting the waste from the mostly is the households, nearly 52,000 tons of the waste are collecting. So solid waste are generated nearly other 10,000 tons per day in all 117 municipalities, corporations of the Andhra Pradesh. So this much of the municipalities are collecting the waste per day in India and different states. How that will be segregated, how that will be processed, where that will be stored, where that will be transported, so how that will be converted to the other useful products. This is all coming under the act is the Municipal Solid Waste Rules and Handling 2000 year. Now coming to the municipal continuation of this one. So what are the treatments? Basically there are three types of disposable techniques is practiced in the municipal solid wastes. First one is the after collection and distribution, that one is that solid waste will be dumping in the outskirts of the cities or especially low lying areas. So that is the remote areas and not very close to the public because is the lot of smell and harmful bacteria is producing. That's why is the outskirts of the cities and especially low lying areas only is prescribed for when the dumping into the municipal solid waste. Second one is the composting. So once is the some of the waste is the immediately decomposition of the solid waste material. So that will be converted to the a compost material. So for example is the dry, some of the waste of the household material is the food waste, some of the vegetable waste. These are all will be segregated into the one wet waste that immediately decomposed in a particular area to converted a compost. Final that product is called the compost. That will be very good useful final product widely used for the a pest agriculture fertilizer for the gardening purpose, different purpose we are using that one. Third one is the incineration. Incineration means after drying the whatever municipal solid waste, some of the dry municipal solid waste that will be a burning in the different reactors, so that will be decomposed in the either in the presence of the oxygen, in the absence of the oxygen. Different technologies are used. So now coming to the another one is the biomethanation. In the presence of biomethanation bacteria, biomethanation means some of the microorganisms will be used for the decomposition of the some municipal solid waste. So under the anaerobic conditions, producing a anaerobic means in the absence of the oxygen. So in the absence of the oxygen, we are using the microorganisms means that whatever is the waste will be converted into the without oxygen products. Is a methane rich biogas is producing. So means is already is a well known concept. That one is whatever the waste you collected in the dumping into the one of the bigger tank or cylinder, that one using the anaerobic conditions. So in that conditions a lot of fermentation will be happen. Slowly in that whatever is the waste releasing the gases like a, because there is no any oxygen present in that one. If there is no oxygen means is the without oxygen containing the compounds are mostly converted is the methane rich biogas is producing. So that process is called the anaerobic conditions or biomethanation. Bio means is that we are using the some of the bio microorganisms for decomposing the municipal solid waste. So these are the next another act we by the hazardous waste. This act is enacted in the 1989. So what is the hazardous waste means? This is the major cause for the hazardous waste is either environment or public human beings also. It waste means dangerous to human health and environment. The hazardous waste is either liquid form or solid form or gases or sludges. Sludges means is a mixing of the either liquid or solid. So the products are infectious and radioactive. Maybe hazardous or mainly is the either infectious or radioactive. So other hazardous wastes are lot of heavy metal compounds, arsenic, barium, chromium, lead, mercury, selenium, DDT, one of the pesticides. These are all the major hazardous compounds. Hazardous waste is defined as the based on physical or chemical properties of toxicity, is the more toxic or less toxic, or reactivity, is the more reactive or less reactive, or ignitability, is the easily ignite or slowly ignite or moderate ignite, and corrosive, is the corrosion means immediate degradation of the metals. That one is based on these properties. Is the hazardous materials are classified either too toxic or less toxic, and reactivity, ignitability, corrosivity of the wastes we classified the hazardous wastes. For example, here is the you must label. If the corrosion means you must label this product is the corrosive nature. This ignitability is a more flammable. This is the more reactive. So you must label when is the you handling the specified whatever is the chemicals, is a pharmaceutical company or any industries, you must label that one. Otherwise without knowing if you handle that one is a lot of side effects are going on, lot of problems are creating. So that's why you must label this is the toxicity, more toxic, that symbol will be giving that one. So now coming to the toxic waste. These are the very harmful substances combined with the groundwater also. These are when the toxic wastes are releasing, that will be enter into the bodies, in the water bodies, immediately mix it. Reactive waste. So reactive means these are the most reactive is the because we are using a lot of batteries related as lithium batteries are using. Lithium is a more reactive compound. Once after the waste of the batteries, electrodes, so we are throwing out the whatever is the hazardous waste. So that lithium is a more reactive, then immediately is emitting that one. So gunpowder, nitroglycerin, explosives, these are all coming the reactive waste. Ignitable wastes, gasoline, paint thinners, alcohol is a different solvents are using for the pharmaceutical industry. These solvents are easily inflammable and immediately fire will be catching. So corrosive waste, some of the acids, bases, immediately is a corrosive nature is there. Storage tanks, drums and barrels. So you must mention the label. This is a corrosive nature, more reactive nature, more toxic nature. And then only some of the prevention of the hazardous rules. Now coming to the how they will be categorized. These hazardous materials. Mainly there are different categorized list will be there. The first F list. F list means generally waste generated during the manufacturing of the substances in industries such as solvents that have been used in cleaning operations. So whatever the generated the waste during the manufacturing of the substances. So lot of industries are different manufacturing takes place during the manufacturing of the substances, such as different solvents are using either cleaning purpose or reaction conversion purpose. Other different solvents or reagents are using. Those reagents have been used in cleaning operations. So that will be listed as F list. So K list means is a wastes are generated from specific industries such as petroleum refinery or pesticide manufacturing units. So particularly petroleum refinery industries and pesticides manufacturing units, in that waste, whatever waste is generated from those industries, so that waste will be categorized as the K list. Is the P list or under the U list means is the waste include the specific commercial chemical products in unused form. For example, a chemical will be you bought in a long time, 2 years, 3 years, that will be not used. So that expiry date is over, is the either acids or bases, some and pesticides also. Some of the pesticides in the pharmaceutical products become the hazardous waste when discarded, that one. So when these are all will be when you discarded is a categorized as P list or U list. Now coming to the biomedical waste management handling. This act is enacted by the Government of India in 1998. Here is the biomedical means you must important point is the collection and segregation. Is the segregation is the very important point. Here is the different color bags or the tanks and segregate into the different biomedical waste, not mixing together all. When you first collection, that one is the most segregate in the different color codes containing the bags or container. For example, yellow containing this one mainly is the whatever is the biomedical waste like a blood related fluids, like a swabs and dressing material waste, that one that all will be dumped into this code only, or flesh material, any blood related during the surgery some of the flesh is removed from that one, that all categories are dumped into the yellow container bag only. Is the red means is the whatever is the contaminated plastic. So we are using the lot of plastic material for the syringes and different saline purposes such as tubes, catheters, gloves. These are all will be dumped into the red category of the container. Is a blue, this one used for the metallic sharps and broken ampoules and vials. When you broken the ampoules like a medicines, that will be all dumped into the blue category, that one. In the black category widely used in that one is the mostly is the medicines related, expired medicines or whatever is the wrappers, hospital waste after the expired medicines. These are all will be dumped into that one. Other one is the white color. Mostly is the first four prepared, that one is the rest of the whatever is the white color. So you must segregate the whatever biomedical waste in the different color codes containing the containers only, not all mixed with the same. So what are the biomedical waste generated generally? Where the biomedical waste is generating? So generally this is the generate, collect and receive, store, transport, treat, dispose and handling biomedical waste. So where the biomedical waste is generating, how to collect, how to transport, how to store, how to treat, how to dispose. These are all the step-by-step points are coming. So generally these are the some of the terminologies, some of the definitions involved in the biomedical waste handling rules. First is the animal house. Generally where the place animals are kept for the experimental purpose or test purpose. Different tests are doing for using the different animals, either in vivo test or in vitro test. These are animals are using either rats, rabbits, different dogs. Different animals are using for the test clinical trials or experiments. Biomedical waste generated during the diagnosis, treatment, and biomedical organisms. During the operations, biomedical waste are generating. Occupier means who are generating, either institute, hospital, who are generating, that is called the occupier. So biomedical waste treatment facility is the handling waste takes place this one. Now coming to the what are the salient features of this biomedical waste management and handling rules. Mainly the occupier take the every step to ensure that the waste is handled without any adverse effect on the human health and environment. So occupier means who are generated the biomedical waste, either hospital or institution who are generating that biomedical waste. That occupier must ensure that the waste is handled without any adverse effects to the human beings as well as the environment. The biomedical waste shall not mix with the other wastes. So already in the previous slide we discussed about the biomedical waste not mixed with the all together in the single bag. You must segregate different color codes containing the containers only. So biomedical waste shall not be mixed with other wastes. Biomedical waste shall be segregated into container bags. Only is the color code container bags only you segregate it. So untreated biomedical waste. So means you must take the treatment. Untreated biomedical waste shall not be transported only in such vehicles as authorized by the competent authority. So for example, you are not treated for the biomedical waste. So must that authorized vehicles only you give the permission for that. So no treated biomedical waste shall be kept stored beyond for 48 hours. So without treatment given for the biomedical waste, not stored after 48 hours because it is easily decomposed, lot of smell is creating, that is harmful to the human beings and as well as the environment. That's why you must treat given the biomedical waste before 48 hours. So an advisory committee in every state and union territory including experts in the medical, health, animal husbandry, veterinary, these are all are available in the rules and regulations of the biomedical waste management and handling 1998. So in this presentation we discussed about the Air Act 1981, Municipal Solid Waste Rules Act is 2000, hazardous waste, how to hazardous waste will be handling, storing, disposing, that is 1989, biomedical waste. These are all discussed in this lecture. In the next lecture we discussed about the solar energy. Thanking you.